We got a lot of work to do. You ready to go to work? You said you were ready. You said something to me today. What did you say?
I'm ready, Coach. I'm ready to learn.
Okay, here we go. All right. So that'll give you a little bit of an overview of what we're up against. Okay. So there's quite a bit of components in the program. Our program exists. There's many layers in our program, and they have to become accomplished at each level. So what we're going to work on right now is we call the Coach K portion of our hitting program. Coach K was our senior hitting instructor here for years. Coach K was drafted by the Detroit Tigers, coached for high school baseball in Massachusetts for 40 years. He's in 3 Baseball Hall of Fames, and he was a Major League Baseball envoy hitting instructor, and Easton Magazine also named him Master Hitting Instructor. Each year, once a year, for the last 15 years, Easton and College Baseball Magazine collaborate and award one coach in the country. There are hundreds of thousands of coaches to get that award. There's been about 15 awards given, and Coach K was one of those men. So I'm going to teach him some of Coach K's techniques today. All right? So Coach K was very big on wrist hitting. By the way, Coach K learned his hitting from the infamous Ted Williams. As a young boy in baseball camp in Massachusetts, Coach Krupnick, became very close friends with Ted Williams many, many years ago. And they both went on the speaking circuit and the hitting circuit later together as friends. Okay? So we're going to work on some of Coach K's stuff. So go ahead and grab that short bat there. And one of our first drills we're going to do, we're going to use this line right here. And you're going to put your feet over here. Okay? And whenever we do hitting, we're always squaring our feet. It's the very first thing that we do. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to bend our knees, and we're going to put a little ground force down, and that's going to lower our butt. And that creates an athletic position. So whether we're playing soccer, hockey, basketball, volleyball, we're in a ready position. If I'm going to teach you how to play tennis to receive the serve, you're going to have your feet square, your knees are going to push down, your bread's going to be there, and you're going to be in a nice postured position. Now we go into a hitting position. Now we go into a fielding position, okay? So it's an athletic position, all right? So we're going to start with our toes on the mat here. We're going to use this white line, and I want this bat to follow the white line. Okay? I want the bat head. I don't want the bat head to go offline. And I'm going to do that controlling it with my fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this arm to stay straight. This is my lead hand. This is the hand that finds the ball. Our bottom hand is our lead hand. Our lead hand, our bottom hand finds the ball. So we're going to place the bat down in the center of our body with our arms straight. And what we're going to do is we're going to manipulate the bat so it comes straight back up over that line, dead center, 90 degrees to the ground, without my elbow bending. My elbow is not going to bend. I'm using my fingers on my wrist and gravity and momentum to control the bat. All right? And when you do your top hand, there's going to be a little bit of flex in the elbow because of the way the joints are set up. But we're letting that bat come down like a helicopter blade, and we're going to try to pick up energy and speed at the bottom, the opposite of the apex. It picks up speed and it brings it right back up. Okay? Then when we do it with the other hand, we're going to do it the same way, and it's going to flip. The arm stays straight, the elbow stays straight, the body stays square. We're simply using gravity and our fingers and our wrists and the weight of the bat, and the body in motion tends to stay in motion, and we're controlling the bat head. Because when we go later on and swing the bat, we're going to use the same wrist action to bring the bat through quick and smooth. Okay? So the beginning of the drill starts right here. Let it tap that on. Good. So now we're going to go to a slightly larger bat, because eventually we have to handle quite a large instrument. Eventually he'll be doing this with a 31, 32, 33. Make sure that barrel head stays right on the white line. now we're going to go to a slightly larger bat. This is what we call gradients. We're using step-by-step process where it gets more difficult as we go through the steps and the levels. We call them gradients. One of the problems with most coaches is they start off with too steep of a gradient. Now that decelerates and stunts development, and it slows down confidence. So we spoon feed, we feed the baby nice and smooth, and then pretty soon we kind of let him do it, and all of a sudden, we're at cotillion class. But we don't start with cotillion. We start with little plastic feeders. It's just a gradient. Wait. Practicing 2-3 days a week. And these 4 stages, these 4 phases of learning apply to everything in life, no matter what you're doing. So he's starting to approach level 3, where he's consciously competent. I can do this if I'm conscious of what I'm doing and I focus on it. We're going to do this so many times, and we're going to do it so well, and we're going to practice it so often that he's going to become unconsciously competent, which is the final phase of learning. You are totally competent at it. You don't have to think about it. When you brush your teeth, you know how to brush your teeth, and you're not focusing on it. You're thinking about work. You're thinking about your checking account. You're thinking about what you're cooking for breakfast. You have no focus on brushing your teeth, but you're doing it quite well because you've been doing it for quite a while. So we're in a day and age now where our 10, 11, 12-year-olds are at level 4 on iPhones and iPads, and us older people are still at level 3. Now, the bat coming through here, and we're going to be doing the same drill with the wrists, and we're going to bring the bat flat through like a helicopter blade. And we're going to spin the bat through with our wrists. The elbow is just going to move just a hair. So we have a bone, and a bone, and when this bone moves, it becomes one bone. Bam! And we snap it right through. So there's a slight movement with the elbow, and then we're using the same wrist action, and we're bringing the helicopter blade right through the ball. We're bisecting the ball, and we're staying flat. Now, what's going to happen with a heavier bat, if you don't do it right, the bat's going to start going up in the air. So we want to keep this bat right flat through, using your fingers, okay? Now, we're going to bring both hands together on the same drill. So we're going to turn. We always turn first before we hit the ball. We don't swing and then turn. The torso is going to deliver the bat. So this is a check swing position, okay? And from here, we're going to use both hands. Send it through. Okay? So there. Then we'll just have a minute. Try cut it in. It's a 2-piece finish, a 2-piece swing. So the swing happens 1, 2, as opposed to just going around the corner with our arm. We don't want our arms going around the corner. We're snapping out, and we're finishing up in here. We're getting up in this position. Okay?